What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at you today with more Danmachi. Today we're talking very specifically about, well, you saw the title, Record Buster. Now, this Record Buster is a Reverie Record Buster. You kind of already know somewhat what to expect there. The main thing to remember about this Reveria is that she does, I believe it's sleep. Let's double check the anklet here because I can't remember. I've been doing a lot of 7th zone today trying to work on that video, so I'm going to be real. I don't remember offhand specifically what she does. So it is, yeah, sleep. Sleep and slow, but you can't really do much about the slow. So the best thing you can do is just put anklets on your units that take care of the sleep element. Now, before we get into this, there's a big problem with this team that I need to address. That Haruhime is 1 bond shy. Now, I've gotten stupid lucky on these banners, so I don't suspect she's going to drop with this, but I just today got a 400 free iris. Let's just see what we can do here. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll get lucky. We are getting a 4 stars. That's good news. I don't know if I'm ready to count those chickens before they hatch, though. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Alright. No. New phone, who dis? I don't think that's her. Who is that? Okay, it's Lily. Alright. Maybe we'll get lucky, we'll get one more. Would be nice, but no. Alright, so we got Lily. I'm not mad about that because I actually needed that unit too. So we're going to go into this with our +4 Haruhime. And that's okay. Which just means on Sunday night stream we'll have to do a little bit more of searching for her because, well, frankly, I need to MLB her. And if you don't know why, you ain't been paying attention. So, of course, this requires a light team. You can kind of see the team that I've built here. Now, per usual, we are using the OG Haruhime in the front, and we're using the Orna on her to, the Orna assist on her to increase that counter rate. Increasing the counter rate with her is absolutely imperative. Now, funny enough, I actually have Goblin Slayer in the front, and the main reason I have that is so we can get off this big debuff. Usually what I do with this is I do the, the all targets and single targets plus 20%, and the reason is because Reveria removes your buffs, but her debuffs stay in place. That means we're going to be doing extra damage. Now, I could do the physical resist on there, but most of my units are magic, so it's not really going to do anything. So I'm going to get that other one off. That's going to aid all of our attacks. Okay? Now, I have this Tione. Now, this Tione is not MLB'd either. Really wish she was, but she's not. Now, the nice part is I do have a Prism Bond. If I really wanted to, I could do it, but I'm really not kind of in the mood to do that. If you're not familiar with what she does, though, she's going to be really, really, really important to this because that second skill right there increases SA charge 100%. Now, that's only for herself, but you'll notice I also have the Seer Assist on her. Okay? Now, that Seer Assist also does 100%. And while we did the video where normally those skills don't, they don't stack, when it's an assist and an adventure, they do actually do stack. So she's getting 200% SA gauge increase, and Line here is going to give everybody else 33%, and that is going to be clutch. Plus, Line also removes magic buffs. Well, she removes strength and magic buffs, but she removes magic buffs, and we're going to have to do that a few times throughout this fight, so it's going to be really important. Origami is our other sack unit. We're going to basically have Goblin Slayer come in, do his buff, leave, or debuff and leave. Origami's going to come in, she's going to debuff light resistance, and then she's going to leave. So, good stuff that. And then finally, the new Haruhime, who pretty much is kind of queen bee of everything we're going to be dealing with. Now, I do have this assist on her, this Hestia. She's going to come in, she's going to do Magic 15. I really wish I had 2 more bonds in her, but, she'll eventually drop when we get, 4 stars and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and here, do our runs. You kind of already know what to expect on this, and I will also preface this by saying there are probably better teams out there to use, especially if you have Haruhime MLB'd, but the new Haruhime is completely clutch on this. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and do these buffs. And that's one of the reasons that I'm running Line here in the front. Because Line is going to... yeah, she's going to be pretty important to making sure that everything gets done the way we need it. There we go. Plus, like I said, when everybody gets their SA gauges out and all is said and done, she is going to be absolutely stellar. Alright, we're basically going to do that. The only time we're going to... well, that is actually a faux plural super light. This is a faux singular high. It should actually do more damage, I believe, for our purposes. But we can find out here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and do this. Alright. Now, you'll notice we are not taking a lot of damage. That's because we went ahead and made sure that we did do those big debuffs in the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and do the 33% charge one more time. And we're going to do that. Lego. Alright. Now, you'll notice I'm not using Haruhime's skills yet. And the reason I'm not doing that is because, once again, after this turn, she's going to remove those buffs. That is not going to be really pertinent to do at the moment. Okay? Now, so I'm going to do this one since we already did those buffs. And I can do that to remove those strength buffs. And we're just going to kind of do our thing now. And you can see from the... there you go. And Line just removed those magic buffs. Technically, also, Haruhime does remove magic buffs. But my Line is strong enough. She could survive this now that we've debuffed Reveria as much as we have. Okay? So now we're at a state where we've got a buff again. So I'm going to do that buff. I'm going to do that buff. Yeah, that buff. And then we've got to basically rebuild these stacks. So, nothing too crazy here, but the nice part is that's going to give everyone the 33% except for Tione, who's got her 200% SA gauge charge. And you see the SA gauge just climbing. Absolutely climbing. Alright. Yeah, and the SA gauge is actually going to max out at least once, if not maybe more than once. It's going to be pretty clutch. In fact, it probably wouldn't hurt to have done Haruhime special arts on that turn, but I haven't quite built a team up that's capable of doing that yet. But that does tell you, like, even in my build, as kind of not great as my build is, there's still significantly more damage to be had here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do... we've already got the single target damage, so I don't need to worry about her second skill. So we're just going to keep doing this. Boom, and then boom. Now, the big question is this going to do more damage, or is this going to do more damage? This one should, because it has that 40% buff. So let's just see. Let's do a little comparison. So Line did... I think she did like 79k there, I think. So, whereas if we do this one, just for the sake of comparing all things. Alright, so foes, that's her foe plural, but it is a super attack. She's going to have that. She's going to have that. I got to make sure I can't get too excited and do one person's stuff and not make sure that everyone else is taken care of, because that would be very, very bad. Alright. So, turn 8. I didn't see what she did there. My apologies. I'm going to go ahead and do that one more time because it's going to remove strength buff so we can see what it does on this turn. And once again, everything is kind of part of the course this turn. Alright, Line. So I think she actually did the same amount of damage there. Odd. It is a super attack versus a high attack, but the 40% buff should have given her more. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong attacks. I'll have to pay closer attention. Alright. So on this turn, I am going to do Haruhime's buff. Now, the main reason I'm going to do that is because once it comes down here, I need to make sure all these other buffs are actually done. So, I'm Yeah. She's going to get light buff. She's going to get... Well, she doesn't actually need to do SA, so we're not going to do her SA. It's not going to be that important. So we're going to keep her just doing that. And she's going to do an 80% light damage to all allies. So we don't even need to worry about her buff. So we'll just do this and go from there. Yeah, we can just do a triple SA on this turn. And we'll be fine. We'll be absolutely fine. Alright. So 33% SA gauge increase. Triple SA. Yeah. We am good to go. So the nice thing here to remember is Haruhime is going to buff everyone's strength and magic 100%. Then she's going to buff everybody's light damage 80%. So we're not really too worried about that. Now I will still need to buff counter rates with Haruhime, but if I don't use this now, I am going to run out of SA gauge. You notice we got 4 SA, and we got that going on. So yeah, this is kind of important to do on this turn. You'll notice at the end of the previous turn is when she debuffs. Unlike the previous one with Revis, where she debuffs at the beginning of the turn, Riveria debuffs at the end of her 4th and 8th turn. So, yep, there we go. Big buff. Getting another big buff here with some decent damage, too. See what happens here. And she does 78. I expected a little more out of that. That's okay. And that does... Okay, about the same actually. So, kind of makes sense that... Well, because they have roughly the same buffs anyway, so that kind of does make sense. Oh yeah, and I forgot that they have a combo attack, so there you go. Now, we are getting low on MP. That's not good, but we are going to be fine, I think. So I'm going to do Sheikah on this turn, and we're going to go ahead and... let's see here. I don't need to do any of these buffs. We're not even worried about that. So, actually, the Dex and the Dex could be good. I don't know. We're just going to do basic attacks. I should have done some basic attacks early in the fight so we weren't using up this MP. So this is going to affect my overall final score. Now, she's going to be good to go, so we don't even need to worry about it. In fact, her light damage should still be down. Yeah. So light resist is 35. So yeah, we're just going to basically do attacks with her and then attacks with her. Actually, we need to increase her SA gauge is what we need to do. I don't need to forget to do that. So... forget it. Forget about it. We're going to go ahead and do it. So, the intelligent thing to do, honestly, would have been to save Haruhime's main attack for the end of the fight. And I did use it way too liberally earlier in the fight. And I'm sure some people are already eating me alive in the comment section for it, but that's fine. I'm going to do a basic attack here. Do that attack here. Do that attack. And that one. Let's go. There we go. And she's going to give herself that big magic buff. We've got to remove magic buff. Nothing out of the ordinary here. And we got double SA again, so let's go ahead and take advantage of that. And remove those buffs. And you'll see we'll get double SAs like crazy. Like crazy. So we should get... Even though I kind of squandered the new Haruhime, I completely forgot that I need to save that MP. If you have the other Haruhime, the Winter Haruhime, she's not a bad choice to use here, but ooh, that was a good hit. 1.3 mil. What you got, girl? Ah, not as good a hit. All right, and we got another combo attack. Boom. So the main thing to bear in mind here is that you could just spam SAs. I mean, you could spam SAs. There we go. Now, our Varia is going to hit big here, but we removed her magic buff, so we should be fine. And, oh, no. No. That is not good at all. That's our heal gone. No. That is extremely unexpected. Well, we're just going to have to make the best of it. We are just going to have to make the best of it. Hopefully, we can survive these. I am not as optimistic as I once was now. There we go. We got a lot of health back on that one. All right. Let's do this again. All right. And turn 15, we're going to do an essay with Haruhime. We should be good to go. Someone should survive this. Oh, yeah. No, we'll be good. It does suck that the other Haruhime died. That would have changed a few things, but not the most groundbreaking thing. So, yeah, this was very, very, very much a sloppy run. I hate to publish this run, but, you know, let's just see what the numbers we get in the end. Oh, man, and Line is gone, too. Oh, man. That was no bueno. So, anyway, we did rank up a little bit. We got some more damage out of him. So that's kind of the main thing to keep in mind here, guys. You want to be spamming those essays. I left a lot of damage on the table, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to go back and revisit this a few times over. I'm sure quite a few people are going to be commenting in the comment section down below. I know what I messed up, and I know what I'm going to have to fix. So, and actually, funny enough, I don't think Haruhime was that bad. So I've got other things that I'm going to kind of pay attention to. But just spam those essays, guys. Spam those essays. Get that damage out there. That's the video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow my Birdman. Hit me up on Booker. I'll be back at you guys with more Danmachi. I'm working on 7th Zone, y'all. I'm working on 7th Zone. I hope to have that for y'all really, really soon.